This is the Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition Return of Rome teaser. And prior to playing this, I will say again, with all the DLCs that have come with Age of Empires 2, I've never felt more, I don't know if the word's confused, but a little lost in the direction it is. I don't know if it's going to be like playable online. I don't know exactly what they're going to implement beyond some of the screenshots they posted on Twitter, which look really nice. So let's watch this and see if it gives some information.
There are those among us who still believe in Rome.
Ooh.
How can a man make a name for himself when titans roam the stage of the world?
Okay.
When Rome calls, I must go.
Wow, that was the shortest little trailer ever. Like maybe I read slow, but when it said, where is it? 3 new campaigns. Like I can't even find it. It was very fast. Okay. So a couple tidbits we learned from this basically is they're bringing Age of Empires 1 to Age of Empires 2. It does not say. It implies that all these civilizations are coming to Age of Empires 2. I'm terrified of that. If all civilizations come in Age of Empires 2, there's even a part of me that's a little bit against it, to be honest. And I'm saying as far as like competitive and online play goes. But clearly, like there are a lot of memories there from Age of Empires 1. So here's a quick little glimpse of the campaigns. It says 3 new campaigns, which is really cool. I've been saying for a while they need to do new campaigns. But again, trying to find these areas. I want to see if it has any like repeats here on these lists. So like it has Persians there, right? So it does look like it's on a separate menu, which tells me that this would maybe be separate than everything. But you know, there are Persians there, so it might be like AoE1 balanced Persians. It's also the question of if you're an Age of Empires 1 guy, do they implement any types of balance changes from Age of Empires 1 to this? As I know that was possibly a bit of an issue with Age of Empires 1 with like chariot archers being spammed all the time. Let's see if there's a description here. Okay. As an additional bonus, the Romans will no longer be bound by time as they become a new playable civilization within Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, ready to battle in the new age. Okay, so that tells me they're bringing the Romans as a playable Age of Empires 2 civilization, and the other ones are not. So that for anyone who is like scared that this would be a nightmare for Age of Empires 2, that means these civilizations are not being brought in. It would just be the Romans. Now, I don't know a ton about the Romans, but I'm going to tell you, I'm terrified that they're going to be imbalances. I didn't even, like, usually in the past, I could get access to, like, a beta to test things, give some feedback. Dude, this is the first day that I actually even found out that Romans are coming to Age of Empires 2 as far as competitive goes. So we'll see what that means. Super stoked for the campaigns. Super stoked for anyone that really wants to play those campaigns and also wants to experience some of these things within Age of Empires 2. Just the new campaigns alone is cool. You probably could like play lobby browser games or like single player games amongst friends. But anyways, that's like the teaser. So new campaigns. They didn't say anything about the price or anything along those lines. Also, when it says new D3 game mode, what does that mean? New D3 game mode. That didn't really allude to much there. Forgive me, I don't actually know what D3 stands for because I'm an idiot. D3 is apparently some Vietnamese pro AoE1 scene settings. Ah, gotcha. Well, I'll tell you this, guys. The most popular Age of Empires creator is not in Age of Empires 2. It's not in Age of Empires 4. It's not in Age of Empires 3. It's in Age of Empires 1. There's a bunch of guys which are basically celebrities in northern Vietnam. And they don't play the Definitive Edition. they play Classic Edition, the pirated versions of 1997. And I think Microsoft, I should maybe make a video on this. They're trying to make a play, and that play is to get those users onto the Definitive Edition. And tying it into Age of Empires 2 means that if they can get those players to play, then Age of Empires 2 could possibly become more active and the player base could shoot up massively. And there's like some interesting articles I could show you, but I think I'll save it for a video if I find the energy for it. So yeah, here's where it gets interesting. My final thoughts. We have the Sicilians. People are talking about it. We have the Italians. We have the Byzantines. And now there's going to be the Romans. Now, I'm not as knowledgeable on history as you guys, right? But is there not some, like, clear overlap there? and to be fair, it was before they would bring in the Romans, right? But that's also my first thought. I never played a lot of Age of Empires 1, so I can't tell you, like, there's not a lot of nostalgia hype for me with the Romans, but I hope that it's solid, and I hope that it brings in some cool stuff for the game. And I hope that it's not a balanced nightmare, and I hope whenever they bring it in, the game isn't broken for like 3 weeks, which is what happened when they did the most recent patch. And they still haven't hotfixed it. So